I've got an errant hair. Whoa! Good
Oh,
evening, everyone. Welcome to Midnight at the Characters Welcome Club. We got
ooh.
pumpkin vibes all around. I'm Justin Tyler,
I'm John Bander.
and we are your hosts for this evening,
Uh,
this scariest of
ooh,
all Characters Welcomes on the JFO live stream.
hell yeah.
How are you feeling, Johnny B? It's scary season. Are you, or
Oh,
spooky season, or regular October, as we call it around my house? How is it feeling out there for you?
oh, it feels pretty pumpkin-tastic over here.
Nice.
Things are
Uh,
good. Yeah, going to a lot of farms. Go
a
like
lot of farms.
a
You're
lot of
going to
farms. Yeah.
multiple farms?
I've been to
Nice.
multiple farms this month.
Wow. Just checking in on the animals. You do your like regular pig check.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I do. Of course, I do the regular pig rounds, but then of course now I'm going also looking at the pumpkin crops. I want to
mm,
see, you know, I also want to see any ghouls and ghosts that are
mm.
there. Certainly want to, pick an apple or two.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
Granny Smith for life.
Yes,
There it is.
there we go.
Murdered that apple. Eric Feurer. Eric Feurer is such a coward in the Apple Clash this year that he just won't even show up for the shows. So he's just so scared to confront me in the month of October because that is when I am at my most powerful.
Right. Yeah,
The month of
you
October.
are you are at the zenith. It's like going against like the like going against one of those Dragon Ball guys that just can fire up at any moment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess that's probably true where any month. It's like
Yeah.
Sauron at the peak Mordor season.
Absolutely. Yeah. He can't cut the cider donut off your hand to be able to control a fall the way that you do.
I can't bear the burden of the cider donut, Sam. And in that moment, I will carry you, Frodo, to the farm stand and purchase this too many pumpkins that we're buying. Uh, it was my birthday. It's been my birthday since last we were here. We were off last week because I went to see the State live,
Hmm.
sketch comedy legends
How's
from
that?
the. It was good. It was fun. The funniest part of it was like a regular sketch show. For those of you who don't know, the State was a sketch group back in the like mid '90s on MTV. One of the best sketches. If you've never seen it, definitely worth a Google to pull some of their sketches up. Big character style. There's some DNA of the State in what we do here at Characters Welcome. But it was at the Palladium Theater, which is sort of like a Coke den with enough room for a sketch show to take place, but in Times Square. Like
Is
it's
that,
a
oh, that's a place in Times Square? Yeah. It used
yeah,
to be the Nokia Theater or whatever. Yeah.
yes, it's a little scummy. It's a
Yeah,
little like the
it is.
vibe is gross. It's like a club that you're there after hours to see something fucked up. But they moved in all their own props. In the blackouts were too long, just like every sketch show that's ever been done on Earth.
Mhm,
It was so
mhm.
funny how like much they were just doing a regular sketch show. They had new sketches that were just random. Kevin Allison did this great character monologue about a coach. I don't know if they're going to release any of them, but it was definitely a standout. Kevin Allison was crushed so hard.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout to Risk. Shout to whatever else he
Shout
does.
to Risk. And all of the members of the State you'll recognize from various projects around different parts, from movies all the way down to the Risk, the storytelling show that Kevin
Mhm.
Allison has been doing for like 20 years.
I know. I know, which is crazy because we've been doing it for slightly less than that.
Just a little less.
Very much less. Yeah, we played the actual Scummy Basements, not the Times
Yes.
Square, the Scummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep our scummy basements small because we don't
Hell
sell
yeah.
out to
Absolutely.
those much larger where the cocaine is like fresh. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah. Oh,
we got that old Coke.
yeah. Fresh powder. Thank you. Yeah.
That runoff Coke.
Hey,
Uh,
speaking of, what is the state of our show, Justin Tyler?
well, characters welcome. This is the best character show in the biz right now. John Bander cracking the whip, as it were, to get us back on track. I love it. Responsible.
Uh-huh.
We are going to present the best damn characters out there, and I think maybe it's time to just get right into it. Is what
Oh,
you're
I
saying.
think so.
The scariest thing we could do is dive into our first character.
I mean, honestly, how scary, like when you think about scary, like times in your life you were scared, when do you think?
Like legit fear,
Yeah.
definitely like high school, middle school.
Yes.
When I would like, I did this thing. This is so lame that I'm saying this. Also, in seventh grade, I had this crush on this girl, and I was like, ah, perfect. Sure, her lockers are over there. I'll wait by the water fountain. But then I would stand at the water fountain for like 10 minutes, and I would like feel like casually be just drinking more water, too much water. People be like, "Hey, what are you waiting for?" I was like, "Just getting some water." And then she would just walk by and not reference me, and I would not have the guts to say anything. So I was like, it was the most hydrated of my life. So like, shouts to that.
You know what? I hear that. Like when I used to shop at big and tall stores, I used to sneak into the mall like Metal Gear Solid, like because there would just be roving like gangs of friends, like people that knew me or whatever, and just to be seen at the mall by myself, but also walking into a big and tall store was the so I would like peer around the corner, I would see if anybody was there, and then I'd park by the entrance nearest it, and I would book it into that store, like get
Wow,
into the dressing thing as soon as possible, and then like run out as well.
that's hard shit. And that's when the mall was like basically an extension of high school. It
Oh,
was like
oh
where the
yeah,
mall, high school dumped into the mall every
yeah,
weekend. If you could get there, you would get there.
yeah. Who are you eating at the Chili's with? That's what people wanted to know.
But you were in the gossip rag at your high school.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of
This
gossip,
has been speaking of gossip. We're getting back on track. Very excited for this first character,
mhm,
fresh out of that high school world. Please welcome out to the rectangles the most
most
popular
popular cocktail in.
cocktail in school.
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't sit with us. This table is only for the most popular cocktails. Me, the espresso martini being the most popular right now. Do you like my bean? That's what I thought. Oh, you're a CBD infused gin. That's so cute. Um, I guess you can sit with us. Here, why don't you take rum and coke seat? Move, rum and coke. God, why don't you go sit with Rose or something? She used to be popular, but now everyone just hates her. Mhm. So this is margarita, this is Negroni, and this is old fashioned. Margarita is my number two. She's got all the hookups at the cool bars. A lot of people like her too, but she's not as likable as me, obviously. Old fashioned is old money, and her dad is a lawyer, and he can get you out of anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Negroni keeps being relevant due to riffs, but she thinks she's better than us. And honestly, just don't even mention Negroni week or she will not shut up. Oh my God. It's vodka Red Bull. I'm so wet right now. I'm spilling everywhere. Hi, vodka Red Bull. It's great seeing you at Bailey's party the other day. Did you hear about Long Island iced tea? Apparently, she's been lying about having real iced tea. I always thought she was fucking fake. So, what are your plans later? Oh, you're gonna hang out with the peers? Oh, that's disgusting. They're so messy and they're sticky. That's like social suicide. Plus, Rose is gonna be there. She keeps trying to become popular at brunch. Like Rose all day. What the hell is even that? I'm obviously the top brunch choice. Hello? Are you paying attention to me? What are you staring at? Rum and Coke? Rose? Are you serious right now? You know she's not right for you. We both have alcohol and caffeine. We can depress and stimulate together. Whatever, dude. You'll regret it. Oh, hey, Mr. Gibson. You found a burn cocktail menu in the girls' bathroom? No, I've never seen that before. Yeah, it does look like my handwriting. read it out loud. Okay. Rosé is the nastiest tasting skank drink I've ever met. Do not trust her. She is a fugly slut. Espresso martinis forever. It wasn't me, obviously. Yeah, it does smell like coffee. Ugh, why does it even matter? She doesn't even go here.
Yes, shouts Deanna Powell. It's me, Miller High Life. I'm crashing this party also.
I had to take off my my cocktail choker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what that is? See, we have a mask versus hat fight here on a weekly basis, and choker is a really new entry into the the debate. Is that what you call it? Because it attaches to the neck?
Yeah, I got one of those science project boards. So keeping in theme with the school, you know, I didn't know it would be big enough to cut off a piece of cardboard.
A trifold
board.
Yes.
You go to CVS and get maybe, and they often just don't have it, and you're like, oh.
I actually ordered it off of Amazon, and then it came in an even bigger box that I could have used for this.
Oh man, burn.
You know, it is what it is.
That was super fun. How much research have you been doing in cocktail consumption to really master the characters that you were discussing?
Well, it was easy to get in this place because I work in marketing for liquor companies. So surrounded by, party. I'm surrounded by alcohol all the time. And espresso martinis are just so hot right now.
I'm curious because espresso martinis were cool for a while, then very not cool, very like ant energy for a long time, and now they're cool again. Can you explain it as a person on the inside?
No.
Hard no.
It just, things happen when they happen, and people love their coffee, and it's like, why can't I just get drunk and get caffeinated at the same time?
Well, I mean, you say that, but like in the early 2000s, they introduced lines of caffeinated beer. I don't know if you remember this, but I guess they could have used you then because those did not take off. Everybody was like, "This is a gross idea."
Well, I mean, like a Red Bull like that too, and Four Loko used to have caffeine in it, and then it was just proven to be a bad idea to mix the two.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like every couple of years, we're like, "Oh man, I need to pick me up. Let's just get some caffeine out there," and then it's like, "Oh, this makes my body crazy."
I mean, also cocaine does that too.
Yeah,
right, but that's never out of season.
Never.
It was always, yeah.
It's cocaine season. How are you celebrating?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm a cocaine rising with a.
You're always sort of rising.
Cocaine rising. I mean, cocaine is always a rising.
We're super compatible.
Having an espresso martini.
Can I ask? Do you like? Is there a specific alcohol brand that you're like? And maybe you have to one that you're like, oh, I would like. I like this brand, or one that you don't like that you have to like.
It's hard for me to work on something that I don't like because I'm kind of a bad liar, even though the acting thing would suggest otherwise. I just am a bad salesperson, so I can't be like, yeah, I love this brand over here. But I drink a lot of mezcal, so I love mezcal Negronis, and espresso martinis are great. But I've decided that I can't have any more espresso martinis after 9, because then I just start to feel very, very terrible.
Yeah. Imagine just drinking 2 back-to-back espresso martinis. I would go crazy. That's when you punch a hole in a door or something.
Yeah.
That's sort of do that. We should do that.
Let's push our bodies. In the comments, someone shouted out Lady Gaga when you first appeared on screen. So that wig is.
Thank you. Yeah. I might keep the wig and not return it to Amazon.
It is a good wig. It's strong platinum choice. I feel like that could do a lot.
I like it. Yeah.
And then Raisin Delta says it's a neck ruffle. That costume is a full neck ruffle. So shouts to the Shakespearean costuming that you're doing.
It's the new term.
So Deanna, what else do you have going on? Is something you want to plug? What's the news?
Well, actually, I'm part of a sketch group called Better on Paper Comedy. I occasionally use Jorge in my videos.
No.
So actually, I use him in like 90% of my videos. So every time I'm like, Jorge, come over, let's tape something. So we just had a show yesterday. You can catch us on YouTube, go to our Instagram page, all that good stuff.
Wow, shouts to that Jorge's secret life, something he's never told us about.
Never, ever.
So for all the Jorge heads out there, you can find him at Better on Paper Comedy. And he's in the private chat. God, there was one time on stage in front of like 2,000 people, I had to do a shot of Jaeger because they sponsored the event.
I'm sorry.
Again, the secret life of Jorge.
Wow. Yeah.
It was so bad.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it must have been terrible performing to 2,000 people having to take a shot.
Part.
Sorry about that.
So it was towards the end of the night. Jaeger was repping. They had like their reps on stage, the Jaeger girls in stilts because it was a Halloween event, and we all had to do it in front for photos. And I was already gone. It was a shot of Jaeger was the last thing my body needed or wanted.
Yeah.
I did it because I'm a professional.
You did it exactly. You did it for the people. It was your job to take a shot of Jaeger with 2,000 other.
What happened?
What happened after? Then they gave me a bottle with the speed pour, and I poured it into people's mouths and tried really hard not to get it in people's eyes. I was bad at that.
I take my Jaeger right to the eye.
Right to the eye.
It's get it in your body which way you can.
Yeah.
You know what? You're like Gallagher. It's like if you go see Jorge, you got to expect to be blinded in the front row.
The splash zone, the Jaeger splash zone.
You need a little tarp over the eyes.
You're known as the Jaegerator in these circles, right?
Oh, if I must.
And then he was gone.
He's gone.
Great. Jaeger shots. We'll start to have to get our staff Jaegerator out there. Deanna, thank you for being here. That was super fun. Come back with any cocktail character that you have. And, we can play. I can drink along with. It'd be perfect.
Sounds like a deal.
Pour it out. See you, Deanna. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Later. Very fun.
Love it. Love me a good costume, a good wig, a cardboard. I'm a big cardboard guy.
You're talking to the king of cardboard over here. I keep the cardboard because I know I'm going to want it. Cut it up. Perfect costume. Front facing.
Is that why you've moved from the kitchen or wherever you usually are to the place with the bar?
No, when I'm sitting here, you can tell I'm solo parenting. That's just a different vibe. That's why I'm always just like really bringing it on when I'm sitting in front of the bar.
Excellent.
How about, what's your cocktail of choice when you go to the bar?
Me, you know what? I like, I'm a whiskey guy. So I like me a good Manhattan, an old fashioned. I'll take one of those, especially now. I'm such a, like, I'm sure Deanna probably would. I'm like one of those little bitches where if they pull out a blowtorch, I'll pay an extra $5 or whatever if they just char or they're like let's blow smoke into the cedar plank, whatever it is. I'm such a fucking easy mark on these. It's
on the gadget. You're a bar gadget guy.
Yeah, well, I just am wow. I was like, for me, they brought out a little blowtorch for me.
Wow. What a little treat for you. That's great. I used to make a cocktail where we would take an orange peel and spray it through a flame, so it burnt the zest, and then that dropped into the cocktail.
Wow.
I forget what it was called, the Red Shoe or something. It was a bourbon with port on top and the orange hit.
Oh shit!
Wow. I would have blown your mind.
I'm gonna need you to make me one of those at
Yeah.
some point. A red shoe.
It's on. A couple comments to catch up on. Megan Gokroger, my record for espresso martinis is 4 back-to-back, 12 in total. Yo, that is some Aussie shit right there.
Oh my god.
That's extreme on extreme. What about a Bundy and Coke, Megan? Come on, drink local. Is what I would say. Brian Gaffrey says White Russian. Brian Gaffrey also says, how do you guys usually hey, do you guys usually post memes? I've never seen you live. You can just check out our YouTube page where we drop live characters, tapes of our live characters every Friday. So we have new ones up all the time. Check them out.
Hell yeah.
And Deanna also says everyone's a slut for smoke. And that is true.
Agreed. You know, speaking of sluts, I think probably we might consider moving on to our next character. What do you think about that?
Love it. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, you know, sure, sometimes, you know, people might throw around the word slut or something like that, but sometimes you just gotta, sometimes, you know, when you see someone, you just know they're a lady. You just know this one is distinguished, beautiful lady.
So is this a monologue you're auditioning with for something right now?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take it again. I'll tell you what, I'll practice this while we go to our next character. How about that?
I'd love that.
Yeah, because my slut is a lady monologue does take some memory. So
yeah, this is a Best Western commercial you're auditioning for.
You know what? Hey, I didn't write the copy. You know, they got some spicy copy. They told me to just go. I'm going.
Yeah, we're just here to do the.
Well, you know, one of the best things about the Western world is one of these great statues that we received from France. You might know her. Her name's Lady Liberty. She's a Statue of Liberty. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this rectangle. It's our next character, the Statue of Liberty's husband.
Schönes Mädchen, komm doch noch rüber. Schönes Mädchen, lass mich nie wieder. Komm schon, schönes Mädchen, komm doch noch.
New York City, huh? Nothing better than sitting here on the Staten Island ferry with a Central Park hot dog on one hand, my pet pigeon on its leash, drinking a cup of Brooklyn coffee, which, as we all know, is just dirt and toilet water mixed up. I just love this town. I mean, how could I not? I'm married to the freaking Statue of Liberty, for God's sakes. People always ask me, hey, how did you meet a 151-foot tall woman made of copper? Well, it's a classic story. My cousin, Tommy, he works with her, actually. He's the guy that cleans the pigeon shit off of her neck. And he's like, hey, Bobby, you gotta meet this green lady. So I did. The thing is, I've always been attracted to French copper women. You know, normal. So me and the statue, we had this whirlwind romance. Dinner, dancing, me kissing her giant, freezing cold lips. I'll admit, the sex ain't easy. First off, she's mostly robes. Won't hear me complaining. Second, she's holding a lit torch at all times, so it's always burning my butt cheeks. And of course, she can't take that pointy hat off, so that's why I got this glass eye think right there. Hey, the thing is, in every life, some rain must fall. So, of course, we got our problems. We got 2 kids that are a bit of a handful. One is that statue of Jesus in Rio de Janeiro, takes after his mother. And the other, naturally, is Rudy Giuliani. So he's a real asshole. You get it. Here, I'm going to let you in on my own personal heartache. One time, old Lady Liberty, she cheated on me with one of those pricks on Mount Rushmore. Not even sure which one, but I've never trusted that sneaky guy in the middle. You know, he's sort of peeking out. He's like peeking out from around the other guy. You know what I'm talking about. How does a grown man have the nickname Teddy? I don't know. Anyway, we got over it. Made up, got back together. Here's the thing: we're both getting older. Me and old lady Liberty. I'm going gray. She's developing holes both in her physical form and then metaphorically as the myth of American exceptionalism continues to fade internationally. So that sucks. Plus, she eats people. Yeah. Little known fact, the Statue of Liberty survives by eating people from New Jersey. She picks them right up, bites the head off. And she ate Bruce Springsteen for breakfast this morning, so everybody's pissed.
All right, Justin Tyler, ladies and gentlemen.
One of my favorite characters to do.
Just a lovely character. And frankly, the perfect companion to my sluts into ladies monologue.
Exactly. So. I look forward. That's what that's your character. That
yeah, 100%.
Doing later on.
Oh, she ate the boss. Well, that is going to upset a lot of people.
Yes, I know. Nightmare situation. Though, honestly, I think in Ghost of Tom Joad, he has a song about dying by the Statue of Liberty eating his head.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh. That's very boss.
Ooh, yeah. Well done.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty.
You know what? I mean, if you ever heard, if you hear him talk now, he's like, because I saw his show, and he's like,
oh, you did?
Yeah. I got a lottery ticket. It was the only lottery ticket that's ever cost $75 a seat, but it was so fucking worth it. But he says, like, you make your stand, like his voice, it really sounds like he is like what he right now is wise, like benevolent Jersey street trash.
Yeah,
he's like ripping itself apart at the dichotomy there.
Well, I feel like all of these old like stars just become their songs after a while. Like Bruce Springsteen is like, yeah. Billy Joel is like, well, I fucked up all the time. Bob Dylan is just like an actual ghost of a song.
Really?
I'm seeing him next month. I saw him last year. I keep saying, well, this has got to be the last time. And I don't know. He keeps going strong. He's still on tour. He'll never.
You're just counting down. You're like, all right, this has got to be, as he turns more into a wood like puppet. Like,
well, the last time, or I guess a couple times ago, I saw him. He had this like big band, like all in like old 50s style red coats, very like old timey. And he's doesn't really play instruments much anymore, or at least on this tour. He's been back playing piano last couple tours, but
yeah,
this one
he's back. He's like, there's like the NBA like load management is like,
yeah.
Also, Bob Dylan, he gets like 5 songs max now. Like,
yeah, he gets a little tuckered out. But so in this one, for this tour, this was I think 3 tours ago, he had just a triple mic set up at the stage, and he would sing into it, and then in the instrumental, he would take 2 steps away from the mic in the middle of a rug, and he would just dance. He would just like sort of do this like witchy David Lynchian dance, and honestly, I was like, this is the fucking best. I love this.
I kind of like that too, because it is like there is a part where he's so big and he's so established that he's like, I don't need the mystique anymore of like, it's like, this is a part of the song. I'm taking a rest at this point. So I'll just do my little like.
That little trippy thing. And I just love him being like, and then guys keep playing. I'm going to dance for a little bit. And when it's my turn again, I'll come back and say, like, whatever, Bob, sick.
Yeah. I'm going to do some movements.
Yeah. No one's like, you could just stand there. No one would mind. Just wave your hand a little bit.
No,
you could do a full body interpretive dance. Raisin Delta says, one night with the Statue of Liberty will leave you smelling like old pennies for days. Shouts, great joke.
Hell yeah.
Raisin Delta.
Very good joke.
Gaffrey says comedy's great. That's a hell of a compliment that I'll take.
Hell yeah.
And Megan says, what are the Rolling Stones then? And I think they're the Dancing Skeletons. In Jason the Argonauts, he fought the Rolling Stones, I believe, in that great battle. They just released an album this week. This past week.
No, for real?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Called, I forget what it's called. It's called like Hackney Kings or something like that. And they're just out there.
They're, you know what? They decided like they're just gonna be a certain energy, and until that leaves their body, they're just gonna like a dementor, you know, or something. Until the song is pulled out of their mouth like a little white globe. That's it.
I'm sure you eventually someday you're going to be backstage with Keith Richards. You're going to have a great conversation about how he's a dementor.
Yeah, he's going to love it. It'll be great.
He's going to love it. Huge Harry Potter head. Hackney Diamonds, thank you, Jorge, is the name of the album. Their 26th album.
Oh my god.
Whew.
So that's like Yankees fans or like Rolling Stones. They're like, dude,
26. That is accurate. Before we go any further, we need to shout out the amazing design work that Jorge has put into this very Halloween show. I feel like it's weird to make it permanent, but it's so dope. First off, you've got Eric Feurer, Justin Dyler, Sarah Smallwood Parsons crushing it.
Crushing
the refs.
Agreed.
And the lightning strike is amazing.
With the blood. I didn't know that was the first one that this has happened for, because it's phenomenal.
Yeah, this is a forever change.
And just assume I'm John Boonder.
That's good.
There we go.
But we should also say, if you want to help us support paying Jorge for all this great work he does, please hit us up on our Venmo. Send us some cash over there. It's a business Venmo. If you do that, it goes to Jorge to keep him in Jaeger shots for the rest of his goddamn days, because he loves it so much. And we got a shout out in a repeating segment called Jeer Gyre. Robin Richmond is our longtime supporter, and every week she sends us a couple bucks and puts in the comments. We will read any time you donate. We will read whatever in the comments. There she is in her doing her bird calls. This is Jeer Gyre. Jeer Gyre.
Jeer Gyre.
There it is. Sorry, I'm making you do that now. Dear Gyre, brother, if you only knew the things I would do for some teriyaki chicken right now, you would not respect me as a person anymore. That's a window right there. That's a window into a teriyaki need. Dear Gyre, here's another one. Dear Gyre, birding update number 6. To sound like the bird, one must become the bird. I've developed a nest for myself to sleep and raise my children. I've begun practicing my flight from safe heights for now. And now my diet consists of an assortment of edible seeds. Robin Richmond does legit bird calls. Hit us with the first one again, Jorge.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So please hit us up. If
my dog is going insane right now.
Yeah, because that's how legit that is.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Gaffrey in the comments, you can't get stars on here. We have our stars, Brian Gaffrey, and we are all stars in our own way. But we're all out here in the fight to become stars, I guess.
Hey, here's a thought. So I locked my girlfriend out of our own apartment. Why don't we introduce the next character so I can
let her in?
Let her in.
That's nice.
Or
look, I like you have a need. There's a want. There's a
yep.
There's a niche in the market, and you got to go it. I get it.
All right,
great. Very excited for our next guest. As a father of 2, I'm always deep into mermaid culture, so this is very exciting for me. Please welcome out to the rectangles a mermaid bubby.
Hello, come into my sea kitchen. Your Yiddish mermaid Bobby has been waiting for you, my little grandmother. I am the mermaid Bobby of this cove. Of course, not many of us here because we don't eat shellfish, right? Of course, right. But a few of us can tolerate wearing it. Yes. And once, we got over the GI issues, the gas plus being underwater equals bubbles. Yes, we adapted. We survived. And so we keep swimming because that's tradition, right? Of course, right. My little girl, how you've grown. Those shells, though. Oof. I'll never understand the young mermaids these days. You couldn't get these puppies in a couple of shells if you paid me $1 billion. These bazumbas would be dragging on the sea floor. But you're growing, my bubula. When you on this day before your bat mitzvah, when you become a true mermaid, are you hungry? Of course you are. Eat your skin and bones. I made gefilte fish, tuna, no shellfish, babala. We've been over this. What crazy ideas are you getting? This is kosher cove. Of course, right. Okay, here, have a dill pickle, dill sea cucumber to nosh on. Just like your grandfather's Moisha. Perfect size. Perfect size. Oh, my baby. You have such a Shayna Punim. It's pretty face. What, they don't teach you that in the school of fish? Oigavot. Yeah, I used to have that Shayna Punim. Those were the days. All the suitors were lining up. Now I'm scalier than a swordfish on land. So, I do miss my Moisha, though. Your Zadie. He was my mermensch. But eventually, the sea salt got to him. High cholesterol down here. We have to be careful. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yes. Oh, your Shayna Purim in this long hair. It's braided like a challah. But, and don't forget, I have this starfish of David. It's a family heirloom, old buried treasure from an ancient shipwreck. It's very special. Wear it with pride. Okay, it's getting late. We should be heading to bed. Do you need some covers? I'll knit you a net. Oh, what's the cough? You feel sick? Oh, gargle with salt water. It heals everything. Oh, sorry. I have so much gas. Oh, you can't hide from it down here under the water. Okay. Oh, the bubbles, you get it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to sleep. You dream of your Torah portion, and I'll dream of Rabbi Poseidon. Okay. Sleep tight. Don't let the minnows bite. Yes.
Hey. Taylor Graves, everybody. A name that needs no Halloweenification. Taylor Graves.
Hi.
So funny. In the private chat, Ashley Everett has a couple pitches, but I got to shout this one out because it's so good. Boat mitzvah.
Oh,
Thank you.
damn.
That's really good.
That's really fun. Such a fun character, such a fun voice. Under the sea.
I was like, what are the two things that have never... Yes, those two.
That's literally what we do all the time as characters. Writers and creators, like, what are two things that don't belong together? Okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah,
I'm a professional.
That, or you like look around your room and you're like, what's one thing I haven't used, like, and that's it. That's the inspiration.
Hey, what about this thing? This is fun. It's like, hey, why you light my head on fire?
Looks like you're like it looks like the rebel symbol. So you're like a Hanukkah rebel. Yeah, there you go.
I'm picking up.
Zikor Zeppelin pitching also barge mitzvah. So you got a lot of options here when it comes to the seafaring vehicle.
This is good. I feel good. Thank you.
I mean, this is very close to it. Could be an actual Disney character. I feel like you're not very far. The Little Mermaid's on remake right now, so let's go.
1,000%. I mean, just do it. It's just a different angle on it.
We've got Kevin in the comments. Hanukkah solo. Is that what you're getting at?
That's going my direction. That's not.
That's going to you. That's to you over there.
I'm gonna throw it this way. I'm gonna
exactly.
throw it. I'm gonna.
Pass the baton.
I don't play sports. Here.
I'm gonna throw it this way. Nice, good. Pass the baton. The pun baton keeps going around the circle. It's very fun. Taylor, what have you been up to lately besides getting into your merman lifestyle? What's new?
Well, can I say that I worked with you?
Yes.
Yeah, I worked with Justin on a cool shoot, which was really fun.
On a commercial. That is almost done. It was very good. You crushed it. I directed the spot, and Taylor had to lay in a mildly claustrophobic situation for, let me just admit, too long. Shouldn't have had to do that for that long. Meanwhile, I'm out there being like, we have to catch up and rush. And I'm like, Taylor, are you okay?
All good.
Strange. But
yeah. Used to, small vehicle, submarine. And I don't know. I'm trying to make a joke about the I can't think.
Sub mitzvah. I got you.
Sub mitzvah.
It was vaguely undersea.
Excellent direction, Justin. Well done.
It was like space. I feel like space and really, really under the sea when those crazy creatures are around. It's kind of the same, right?
Yeah, right. Like where their sun doesn't reach, and then that's where all the fucked up stuff is.
Yeah.
Truly aliens. Truly.
Yeah.
In the best way.
Also,
that's why I don't.
Nope, never mind.
No, Hanukkah solo. I don't know how evolution works in that a fish evolved to have like a light that was just shining in front of its face. Like that's very Dr. Seussian.
It is. I feel like we should all have. Well, sometimes we should all have that. I don't know. It's very advanced to me.
Yeah, they're the future. That's the future.
It sounds like to me that fish sounds like the kind of thing that would be invented by like bros or like people like who do like millionaire quote Instagram memes who are like, dude, you got to chase your light. Like your light's right in front of you. You always got to be chasing it. If you grab your light, it means you weren't like lit far enough ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Millionaire
this week,
mindset.
Elon, this week I'm pitching you an aspirational fish. He's always chasing that light. But here's the thing. It never catches it. And it's because it's its own fault, Never catches it. Let's make it.
Let's
make that fish.
I'm in. Good pitch.
Great pitch. So that's fantastic, Taylor. You crushed it in that commercial. I'll definitely let you know.
I really just mentioned it so you could tell everyone that I crushed it.
Yeah, no. You do.
Yeah, when are we going to see it?
Soon. It is still being finished right now, but it's coming soon.
Okay.
And it was a good one. It looks really good. But what else do you have going on show-wise in the world? Is there anything? Because you have also you're always doing characters on your IG and TikTok, right?
Yeah, hit or follow me. Yeah, there's that's always fun for me, honestly, just to do that. Millions of wigs, as we all do. And I think we've said before, the character comedy is just a gateway into hoarding. And that's what it feels like in my current room. So yeah, there's just stuff truly everywhere. I actually went and got like random Halloween type stuff, but not for Halloween, for a character, obviously, at CVS. So I was like, I don't know why I spent $40 on, random hats, but there we go. I actually have a show tomorrow in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. It's called Jill Lindsay. It's a little boutique-y type, like coffee shop vibes place. And they're doing a Halloween show. And I've done a bunch of stuff there. They're really fun, usually very variety, very fun stuff. So always looking to, I don't actually produce it, but I'm very good friends with the producer. And she's always looking to, she always asks me for, she always is looking to add people. So basically, like, if anyone, I'll keep you all in mind, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know how to do this, but yes.
No, that's what producing is.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Thank you for being here. Please come back anytime. Anytime you have a piece, get it up here in the rectangles, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And all the pitches are amazing. Cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll have more seafaring puns.
As the night goes.
Yeah, that's our stock and trade. See you, Taylor. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
So nice.
Phenomenal. Just great stuff. And she's right. Have not been pushed together, but we want that. We want more things that have not been made already.
You mean pushing together? You want to be the first to push
Two concepts. You want to be the original pusher.
The original pusher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, maybe that's a great time to welcome out our next character, which I'm very excited to see what this one's pushing.
I would love to see what they're pushing, because these kind of people, they always have an agenda and they're always pushing it on.
That's wow. Very popular in the homestead.
Yeah. I have a built-in fan base that you're going to hear because it fucks up when I put my headphones in.
Yeah, that's nice. It fucks up. Hey, it fucks up when I put my headphones up.
Suppose you do this one more fucking time.
Hey, it's the Statue of Liberty's husband coming back. Very excited for this next guest. Please welcome out to the rectangles a liberal parent.
Schon schönes Mädchen, komm doch mal rüber. Schönes Mädchen, lass mich nie wieder. Komm schon, schönes Mädchen, komm doch.
Phineas, Maddow, thank you for taking the time to meet with us. Did you do your homework? Did you do your land acknowledgments? Good. Well, your mother and I have decided that you're old enough that we should tell you something. It's kind of hard for us to say this because what brought you such joy as kids, but now we feel you're old enough that it's time to tell the truth. Recycling isn't real. I know it's shocking. Please take a moment, leave space for your grieving. But Maddow, remember when you questioned if we separate it, why do they put it all in the same truck? Well, you were right, Maddow. Only 9% of it ever gets recycled. The rest ends up incinerated or dumped into rivers or thrown in landfills like our old dog, Lawrence O'Beagle. Oh, don't cry. Lawrence is organic, so he'll return to Gaia much sooner than any of that vile plastic. What's that, Phineas? Why do we still do it? Well, because it's like a ritual for us. We do it as a family. You know how Grandma prays? Well, this is like our prayer. We do it once a week, just mixing our different cans and stuff together. And your mother and I just hope there's someone out there, doing something with all of this stuff, Otherwise, what's it all for? What's that? You're going to go eat some free-range eggs to make you feel better? Oh, Phineas. Free-range eggs aren't real either. I know. Grieve, my boy. Journal, grieve. I'm sorry, but free range just means they have access to outdoor space. It doesn't mean that they actually can use it. Even a closed door that no one ever opens counts as free range. No, cage-free won't help us either. That means that they're still indoors, and unfortunately, there's even more hen-on-hen violence in cage-free environments. So there's no winning. Please stay innocent, stay beautiful. Listen to Pod Save America. Come on. You're confused now. You don't know what's real and what's not. Fine. Why don't you go ahead and ask us, and we'll tell you. NPR is real. Bill Maher is real. I'm so sorry. I could protect you from him. But I can't. Podcasts are real. Yes. Sex is real. Yes. Fun sex is not real. No. Okay, my little children. Just go upstairs, wash up, take a knee before bed, and I'll be up to tuck you in just a moment. What's that, son? Son? Is God real? Oh, yes. She's real. And her name is Hillary Clinton.
John Vander, everybody, bringing a dramatic tour de farce at the end there. Tour de force. Very good.
You thought I couldn't pull off that sluts monologue. I sure can.
Boy, did I. My eating crow. That was great. That was very fun. The truth about recycling is a bummer.
It's such a fucking bummer. Like, truly, I kind of have a bit about it when I'm doing stand-up. And the minute I mention it, everyone gets so quiet. Everyone gets so quiet because everyone's so mad about it.
Well, it's also something I feel like everyone knows about, but they don't fully like believe, or they haven't fully like taken it in, because it is like a little bit of a belief system that we've created.
I mean, it truly, everyone still does it. We know it doesn't work, but we still do it. Like it. I mean, I do have like it is kind of like liberal prayer. It is kind of like the ritual, or like but it's crazy. Like I know it doesn't work, and I still separate every goddamn number.
Of course, you got to do it. But in some states, I've been traveling recently, and they're just like, we don't do the pretense. Just please throw it all away.
Yeah.
Like, no, surely there's a separate container for this. Like, no, we don't do that. And that's also fucked up.
I mean, kind of, but at the same time, like, would you rather someone say like, oh, hey, we put little numbers on it for you fucking little children, you paint by numbers children, to have you go on this little adventure that doesn't work?
Well, I mean, I think the intention is, and I think there is some recycling, right? There's a little bit.
It's like some, yeah, and it is getting better, but yeah.
It is getting better. So the idea is it's a generational training for eventually the day when it's like, hey, the landfill is at my door now, so I guess I'm going to actually go ahead and really commit to recycling.
Yeah. You know, once I agree, you know, eventually by, you know, the time we're all dead, it is going to work. And
that's why I've set in my will that I want my corpse recycled.
You know what? If you're a good person, you got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Isn't there like some sort of like capsule or something where you're like, you can decide to be like fed into a tree somehow, or like you could like be buried and like.
Definitely.
Yeah. We were I was watching, I think on Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, Terramation. They were on Grey's Anatomy. This woman was like, she was like, oh, everyone's gathered around her, and she was like, oh, like, thank you, all my family here. And she's like, when I go, I want to be like turned into a, you know, fed under a tree so that it may grow. And everyone's like this. And like, meanwhile, medicine has failed her. Like the place there is why she's dying. And medicine is, and everyone's like, yep, good.
No problem. You want to be tree juice? Got it.
Yeah, we turn you into tree juice. Anytime you hey, you want me tree juice? I'll make you tree juice.
It's fucked up. The tree juice thing's all fucked up. I'll do you one better. My wife is like, hey, if I die first, and you are considering, I want to be buried under a tree, and you're considering remarrying, when you meet that person, I want you to take them to the tree, and they need to eat an apple that is from the tree that I am buried under. I was like, whoa.
Wait, she really said that?
She legitimately, meaningfully said that.
Holy fuck. All right, so she does want to be terramated.
No, I think she's much more just like, put me near a tree so that she can her soul can go into this apple that then gets fed Snow White style to
I see.
future wife.
I see. I'm sure she would hope that it would be Snow White style, the most romantic type of apple feeding.
Yeah. Well, I don't. She's not into the romance.
Oh, okay, yeah. She wants to poison this other person.
Yeah, that's exactly. She's like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Not that she's wishing me and this fictional other wife
Right.
ill will, but I think she's just like, keep me in the conversation by being eaten.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or keep me here. BCC me by.
That's basically what it is. And you know that's going to be a Granny Smith #Apple Clash to keep it real.
Okay.
There it is.
I don't know what Apple Clash is.
Apple Clash is a fight that Eric Feurer, who has been in Japan for like the last 6 months, sort of.
Right.
We are fighting over. He claims that Honeycrisp is the best apple, when that's just the most sort of typical apple, the platonic apple. You know, basic. He's basic, is what I'm saying. And I'm a Granny Smith apple guy because I have taste and believe in things in the world. You know, having opinions.
Okay, gotcha.
And we fight about it more than anything, even more than how he loves Shrek and I don't like Shrek.
Okay.
The Apple Clash is the thing that is really the battle. Like someday I'm going to wake up and Eric's going to be choking me because of Apple Clash.
Wait, so in this, did you go to sleep next to each other, or did he break in and
he broke in and killed me?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I want to be buried underneath like an orange tree, and then I will be fed to Eric's future family.
I got you. Yeah. A poison orange would be at least a fun twist there.
Yeah, good twist. Wow. In the private chat, Taylor and Ashley Everhart both saying Pink Lady supremacy at the same time.
Ooh.
Going to bat for a whole nother apple.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to throw Snapdragon in there. I like Snapdragon.
What is that? That's a boutique one? You just grow that out?
I think that's it. I mean, I don't know where it's made. I assume it's
made. It's made in a lab.
I have to assume
lab apple?
it's made in the vat that the Joker came out of. Like, I have to assume it is purely from hell, but you get them out.
Jorge, no. That's not a thing. We don't just do that. That's very funny. Longtime listeners will know that John Banter did a character once that really used the blade. Villain or victim, I guess, really?
Yeah, victims. They're all victims, really.
Megan Gokrager, not cool, Jorge. Not cool.
It's very important to remember that Pearl is a guy in that, so it's fine to show the nudity.
That's great. You keep saying that because you didn't believe it beforehand.
I didn't believe it, but now it just means we get more pearls.
2 comments to shout here. Raisin Delta. Apple Clash about who's right and who's Eric. That is correct. Thank you, Raisin Delta. And shout to once upon a time. My first live. You guys are hilarious. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah.
We are here every single Wednesday night for the rest of our lives. That counts you too, John Bandit.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm happy to be trapped with you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Happy to be trapped with you. Deanna Powell dropped $6.66 into the business Venmo with only the devil's face or I guess it's sort of just like a long-nosed red face. Probably the devil, given the number.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. That's just a regular angel. But we should say we're down to our last character. That means that 2 things are happening. Very soon, right after this character, comedy's over for the night. You know, that's it. Go to bed jokes. Tuck all your jokes to bed. All your boat mitzvahs can go to bed, and you can wake them up tomorrow morning.
Tell your jokes to wash up, take a knee, and then you'll see them in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, great piece. We didn't really talk about it. I loved the very half-hearted quotes that you were doing.
Thank you very much.
Good. That's a
That's what
small acting. That's a small acting piece that is a joke. It's such a great, tiny, physical joke. It's really
Thanks,
good.
buddy. Yeah. I am a true thespian. This has always been said of me.
It is true. You know, one day we should get together and do a real drama. You know, we're both classically trained actors.
Truly, we've mastered comedy. We got to go somewhere.
Yeah, put it to bed. Comedy's to bed. It's time
Put it to bed. Yeah.
But why don't we welcome out our final character? Very excited
Love it.
to have
One little sweet morsel before bed. I love it.
exactly like the mint on your pillow at a fancy fucking inn that you're staying at because you got to go to your cousin's wedding and it's too expensive and it was a long drive to get there. But the mint is fucking great.
It's great. It could also be a mint at a business hotel because you're on a work trip. You know?
Yes, that's true.
Could be that.
It's true. And I'll tell you what, when you get down to it, isn't it all the same mint?
Isn't it all? You know what? Well, you know, let us mint and print our final character. And that character is your coworker with an announcement.
Hello, everybody. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If I could have your attention, please. I would first like to acknowledge and admit that, yes, I did bring this microphone from home because I really need you all to hear me today. My doctor has informed me that as your coworker, I am obligated to disclose to you all that I have been diagnosed with mumps. Now, I know what you're thinking. Viv, didn't you get the vaccine? Hard pass. If you will recall, the day the office was offering the makeup mumps vaccine, I decided to skip work and go on a 3-day carnival cruise, upon which I had unprecedented penetrative sex with a young gender non-conforming DJ named Hopscotch Androgynous, who, you guessed it, gave me their mumps. But I am not embarrassed. No, I fully intend to mump with abandon. Why? Say it with me. The hump was worth the mump. Be that as it may, in the coming days, expect my face to blow up like a goddamn Goodyear blimp. Now, I want to go on and get ahead of some of the inevitable nicknames, all right? So, in light of my diagnosis, I would appreciate it if you children would refrain from calling me any of the following: mump truck, gland by me, things that go mump in the night. What you gonna do with all them mumps inside that trunk? I'ma give you mumps, get you mump drunk off my mumps. Dave Matthews Gland. Dyke. And finally, Bubba Mump Shrimp Mumpany. Yes, you have a question. Am I being treated? Affirmative. I am currently riding high on an elephant dose of intravenous immunoglobulins. Also, a variety of essential oils I bought from a man named Onions, who I met in the Chuck Cheese parking lot. Yes, you have another question? Do I regret going on the Carnival cruise? You wish, Janet. I lived it the F up. Anyone who knows me knows there are 3 ways to my puss: legal tender, lovin' tender, and chicken tender. Hopscotch androgynous knew their way around that holy trinity. They padded my wallet, freaked me good, and fed me so much chicken I now have what doctors call the Colonel's arteries. Afterwards, they'd head up to their DJ gig on the Lido deck, and when they yelled, "Are y'all ready for the bumpinest party on Carnival Resplendence?" I knew they were talking just to me. I'd reply, "Yes, Hopscotch. I am ready. I'm ready for whatever you want with me. In fact, the only thing on this earth I'm sure about is how I feel about you, how you feel about me, and how right now all I want to do is sit my bare ass right down on your turntables and spin like a GD tornado." Next thing I know, I was in boat jail for disturbing the peace, profanity, and vaginal defacement of Carnival Cruise property. You know, they didn't even let me go back to my cabin first, so I spent the remainder of my vacation in the clink, tits out in a grass skirt, playing imaginary harmonica and pissing in a prison john. Well, I suppose I should let us all get back to work. You know what they say, those dogs aren't gonna euthanize themselves.
Wow. Ashley Everhart with an absolute banger of a piece.
Paul.
Thank you.
That was, I feel like I need like a lexicon, just like the quotable, whatever the title of your coworker has an announcement, because
my partner calls this my turns of phrase character, because it's just every silly thing I've ever wanted to say with zero justification or game.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's also the way that I definitely do this.
Yes.
You even had a list in there.
Yes.
So like, shouts to the process.
Yes. If your character called their brain their bean, you would have been Justin's. It would have been Justin's perfect, perfect character.
Hopscotch androgynous, so fucking funny. Onions saying Chuck Cheese as a play.
I was doing this character earlier this year, and the line was originally that I wrote was that I met in the Rite Aid parking lot, and I was on stage and I'm doing the character, and my heart just said, "It's Chuck Cheese, it's not Rite Aid." And usually I'm not one to change a line day of. It gives me anxiety, it gives me rashes, but I was like, let's live in this moment. And like, I am a religious woman. I figured it might have come, you know, as like an act of faith, right? Like what's the deal with like burning my minister father is watching this. They're like burning the kid at the stake, or like chopping your kid's head off because God told you to. What's that story? Is it Isaac?
Abraham, I think.
Someone. Anyway, I figured it was that moment, and I went with it, and it got a laugh, and I was like, I think Chuck Cheese is funnier than Rite Aid, and you know.
You right about that. Chuck Cheese wins all day.
What do you think your minister father is going to say about you comparing Abraham's choice to kill his son to you saying Chuck Cheese or Rite Aid?
You know what? I think he's really going to love it. My father, and I feel like I always end up mentioning him when I'm on this program. Hello, Reverend Dr. Bill. My father, he, as a minister, he's very much kind of a stand-up. He's been known to bring props. He's been known to bring a guitar up with him. He really loves like a bit. And so I think he'll actually really appreciate the comparison. I think he enjoys liturgical juxtaposition. I think he just is someone who is sort of I'm a bit of a reverend in my comedy, and he's a bit of a comic in his sermons. And so I think he'll appreciate it. And if not, I have a text waiting for me on my phone over there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet you do. And the hump was worth the mump is actually one of his lines, right?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna not play the bit and yes and you. The hump is worth the mump is a Sarah Smallwood, Kathleen Parsons.
Wow! Shouts to Sarah Smallwood and Steak Parsons.
Yeah, that was I believe the one joke pitch she gave me on that one. She was like, I feel like you were walking into it and then you didn't say it.
It's so funny to have that joke appear in her head and be like, I can't believe you didn't say this.
She was like, it just,
you're like,
that was at the point that I had known her like well enough that I think she was able to kind of predict my sort of like tempo and my kind of choices a little bit. And she was like, it felt like a 1 minute long opening setup for the phrase hump was worth the mump. And you didn't do it. And I'm like, it's because I'm not as smart as you.
Well, you got to get that outside perspective. Sarah Smallwood Parsons was going to be here on this very show as a guest, except she has COVID, which is like our
the new mump. Certainly
fresh
the
mump.
new vaccine-less.
Well, that's why I'm here, because she I suppose she was supposed to be the other person. She emailed me and asked if I could do it. So I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this, Sarah, which, I hope you're not, take a nap and take a pill, but I hope you're well.
Yeah. One other thing, you mentioned boat jail. Banter, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you have a character that was a boat jail, set in boat jail?
It was he worked in the cruise ship morgue.
Cruise ship morgue, that's what it was.
The morgue attendant.
Which is another real thing.
Because I did work on a cruise ship, and there is a boat jail, and there's a morgue. Yeah. Well,
if you think about it, the demographic of a cruise ship. My partner and I recently went on a cruise, and the demographic is largely older people and retired people, and I think it just makes sense. You've got 5,000 people on there, maybe 40% of whom are above the age of 55. I think that makes a lot of sense that they're
above the BMI at 55 as well.
Well, that I won't speak to, but I imagine
you're like some people gonna die. In the hot sun all day, open bar for many of them.
Exactly. The bar. I'm surprised that's not the number one cruise ship killer is the drink plan. When the maximum, the cruise that we went on, the maximum was 15 a day, and I'm like, 15, and those are like the mixed, the icy, the fruity ones with more than like one serving of alcohol. I'm surprised people weren't just dropping like flies. You're motion sick, you're drunk. And some people took that drink maximum as a challenge.
100%.
And it was really something to see by the end of the day, the inability sort of to stand. And it's like you've got sea legs and you've also just got your brain isn't connected to your body. It was really, I'm surprised that I would love to see some stats on that. How many people die on cruise ships of alcohol poisoning?
They're going overboard too. You stumbling, railing. See you later.
Whoa. Yeah. If I fell overboard, I would make that sound, because otherwise, what even is the point?
Yeah.
Whoa. I hope.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. I hope I spend 45 seconds doing this.
Yeah.
Going, yeah.
Whoa! In a bar of soap that slid you to the edge.
Well,
yeah.
I've seen someone fall off a cruise ship, and when they fall, they get to run a little bit for a couple seconds before they realize there's no.
What do you mean you've seen someone fall? I don't care about the running. What do you mean with the initial clause of that sentence?
This was just a setup for a joke about them cartoon running like off a cliff and then seeing.
You have not seen someone fall off.
I have not seen someone fall off a cruise. Thank God.
I was going to say I'd be really worried about you, because that's really traumatic.
Oh wow.
200 is lower than I.
Yeah,
I bet cardiac incidents are largely, or at least somewhat in part, due to alcohol consumption, I would imagine. That's
pressing your body, the amount of pushing your body's limits.
I'm surprised almost half are falling overboard. That seems like it would be the rarer situation.
You know what that stat reminds me of? Remember on the subways, they used to be like, be careful. 175 people got hit last year and 14 died. And the thing they wanted that stat to do was actually the opposite of what it did, where I feel like most people were like, only 14 died. I figured if you got hit by a train, you're 100% going to die.
And I feel like the other version of that is when people, it was like, don't ride outside the subway in the door and
Mhm.
surf. And I was like, that's getting people to do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, fair enough.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing those signs initially, and I think the specific wording that they used was, like 150 people last year made made contact with like a moving train. And I think so. Honestly, I think part of the reason that number is so low is I think it also includes like hands.
Well, and I was on the subway going to a UCB show with my family, and the kid was like screwing around right near the edge, and he spun, and the subway was just coming to the station, and he hit his head on the subway that was coming in, and it knocked him out, and it was scary, but he didn't. It wasn't on the tracks. He just he sort of spun into the subway car.
No, I mean even at their slowing down speed as they arrive at the platform, those things are going very quickly, and I hear they're significantally heavy.
Yeah,
I hear that too.
I hear they've got some weight to them.
like a lot of trains.
Yeah.
They're pretty
I've heard
metal.
tell.
They're pretty metal.
Let's get that verified. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge,
I'm sure
you double
Eric,
check
when
that?
Eric comes back, he'll tell us about the bubble foam trains.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The what?
or something.
Because he's in Japan right now, and their infrastructure is just so exceptional.
Yeah. How the magnets will keep you protected.
I've been enjoying looking at his photos. Here's what I think, and Eric, if you're watching this, I hope you're not. You're on vacation, but I think Eric Feurer works so hard, and he's such a hardworking person. I really have been thrilled to see the photos from his vacation, because it seems like he's eating good food and spending time with his loved ones and enjoying travel, and it makes me happy. He's a really busy, hardworking person, and I'm thrilled for him.
Definitely, and I'm assuming he's going to have several jaded ass stories about the trip as well when he gets back. But it will be nice. It is nice that we're getting a pleasant romp.
Well, you know how he always tells that story about how the reason why he doesn't bathe. You familiar?
Why he doesn't?
He always tells that story on Characters Welcome. Why he doesn't? He bathes kneeling in an inch of water.
Yes.
Because because he it just reminded me of the bathing, but he tells the story a lot. And anyway, I'm interested to hear if kind of like how the claim is that toilets flush backwards in Australia. I wonder if one's genital appendages float differently in East Asia.
Yeah, we're gonna hear because he famously talks about how his penis floats. I think.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't like to bathe in deep water, because he doesn't like that it floats. And I feel, listen, for an instance, I'm like, I shouldn't be talking about this. That's it. But he tells this every time I've been on Characters Welcome.
This is ubiquitous.
This is more people know that story than know his first name. So
yeah, there's a whole channel in the Discord that is about floating.
But yeah, good for him. It seems like he's got lots of food, a lovely gal with him. What is this? That's awful. Who is that? Who is that?
That's a Japanese crying businessman.
Horrifying. He'll come up with something good. I actually hope he doesn't. I think it would be ill-advised for him to wear that mask, but you know what? It's a good mask.
Agreed. Ashley, do you have anything you want to plug while you're here before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some shows coming up. I would really just encourage you to follow me on Instagram. That's where most kind of stuff comes up. I post videos all the time. Got some shows coming up later this month, some fun Halloween shows. I'm really excited. And this is not coming up for a while. This will start in the new year, but I'm on the UCB house team.
Yes.
Which I'm really, really excited about. And I feel so just grateful to y'all and everyone at Characters Welcome, because that was my first performing opportunity as a New York comic coming in, post COVID and post college. And you all have just been so warm and lovely and have given me so many opportunities to perform here and in person, and so supportive and wonderful. And truly, I mean, when I was in college, I would come see Characters Welcome on the reg. I was there every single week. And I remember thinking, my dream would be to do something like this by the time I'm 25. And so getting to be on a house team now, having gotten to do Characters Welcome for a long time, you guys are just really nice and really truly, it wouldn't have happened without you and Sarah and Eric and Michael and everyone kind of at the Squirrel UCB hybrid. It was really, you all are really, really lovely. So thank you.
That's really nice, and you're a great performer, as you just proved with the character you did. And Johnny Bander's going to be on a house team, right, too?
Yeah, I think I'm on one of the other ones.
You're on a character team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 3 character teams, and I don't know all of them, but mine is mostly people who have not performed with the UCB before. I think for the most part, there are a few people who have, and then I think your team is kind of the vets, kind of, you know, people. You're on a team with like Nick Mestad and Jason Pacifiorgis and
Donald Chang
and Michelle Chan Bennett might be on your team, maybe.
No,
she's on one. She might be on the other one, but your team is all the people that I've been obsessed with since I was, you know, since for a minute, and my team is a bunch of people I can't wait to be obsessed with.
You know, yeah.
I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I feel very earnest about it. I feel very not jokey. It's like, this is very,
it's really nice.
Excited. I cannot express how I had like for my like 16th birthday, I asked for the UCB manual, and I was not in New York. I was in like a small farm town in Virginia, and I would go, my sister went to college in New York before I did, and I would take an Amtrak from Virginia up to New York on long weekends so she could take me to see Ask Cat and take me to see like the Improv with the Daily Show writers, take me to see the character shows, take me to see Maud nights and things like that. And
That's awesome.
Truly, and after I auditioned for UCB until I found out I got it, every night I wore this old, holy, both with an E and without an E, UCB t-shirt that I bought on vacation when I was like 15 years old, and my sister took me to my first UCB show. I bought this like ancient t-shirt, and I wore it every night to sleep because I was like, this is gonna manifest it. This will do it.
Awesome, and it did. All thanks to that t-shirt. Taylor Graves in the private chat said, "This is your award acceptance speech." And wow, there's that earnestness right there.
I love you, Taylor. How funny is Taylor Graves, huh? You all were so funny. Taylor's a pal of mine. John, this is the first time that I'm meeting you and some of the other performers. But man, we love. How funny is Taylor Graves, right? I wrote a train. Taylor and I saw a Characters Welcome show in person maybe a few months ago. I'd never really properly met her, and we rode the train home the entire way, and we just chit-chatted about simply everything. I think she's a really fun. Yeah, from Brooklyn to Inwood, she says. Yeah, she's a really fun conversational.
All that are reverse warriors.
Yeah, that's true. And let me ask you: was that a really heavy train, or was it one of the more lighter?
What did you say? Oh, it was. I think it would have been really heavy. I think that one was a really heavy. It felt really weighted, really grounded. But that might have just been Taylor's energy radiating, just a really beautiful, grounded energy.
It was a moment of gravity, is what you're saying.
Yes, just like Sarah Bareilles sings about in her song "Gravity." I think that's the title of the song. And it goes like,
"It's defying
gravity."
I think
I know that's how it goes because it comes up on my bathtub Pandora station sometimes, but I don't know the lyrics.
Bathtub Pandora is the best. Eric only allows like 10% of us.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, great. We just completed our Herald for the evening. So Ashley, thank you for being here.
Thank you all for having me. I really appreciate it. John, it's so nice to meet you. Justin, great to see y'all again, and have a great rest of your evening. And happy Halloween, y'all. Be safe and be scary if you wish.
I will be scary. I wish to be scary. Thank you, Ashley. We'll see you very soon. Great. So perfectly timed. So Johnny Bander, that's the show. We've completed it. We've done all of it. This is a very fun one.
I loved it. I loved it. I agree that everyone was great, funny, and it's just fun to chat, to hang, to see everyone still doing the work, still doing the great work. And
we out here.
And Jorge doing the great work with
Jorge, get in here. Give it up for this amazing technical work that you've done.
Oh, stop it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, can I plug something? Do you mind?
What's that?
I said, can I plug something? Do you mind? I don't know if we never got to plugs for me.
Plug.
Sorry. Let's bring in Jorge and then I'll plug something.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Be here, Jorge.
We're doing a comedy night November 9th at 8 p.m. in Jersey City, a place called Art House Productions. We're trying to build up a new place. It's like it's a 100-seat theater that is beautiful, but is yet unused as much as it should be. So we're trying to get some good stuff out here. It's easy off the path, and it's going to be a great show. It's a variety show. I'm going to be doing stand up and hosting, and there's going to be Sydney Duncan is going to do characters. Gary Denoy is going to do characters. There's some great performers. November 9th, 8 p.m. at Art House Productions. Just look up Art House Productions. You'll be able to find
That's awesome. Love the idea of like building up a scene in a brand new space.
Dude,
what a blast.
They got a theater. It's gorgeous. And and they did the Jersey City Comedy Festival there. And it's like, oh, this is beautiful. And then it's like, well, see you next year. And it's like, okay, but what if, and this is
what if we did this?
What if we did this between, more than annually?
What if instead of turning this over to a series of insects, we actually use it as a theater for comedy and money?
Right. Yeah. What if instead of like having a dust rave, we just
after hours, dude.
I mean,
dust
truly.
That's the show, everybody. We will be back next week, 8 o'clock East Coast time. We'll see you then. We have a live show coming up in about a month. We'll give you that date, time, and ticket link very soon. Next week, Eric Feurer will be back, and he will have a bunch of big ideas from his trip to Japan. So buckle up for a lot of eye rolls from old JT. Thanks so much, gang. We'll see you next time. Later.
One last jump scare.
God, stop.